Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So today we're actually in Windenburg and we're building on like the island in Windenburg. I can never remember the actual name of this neighborhood or the name of the island, but we're building on the Dock Den lot, which is actually their original lot, but we're building a house for the Bro household that came with Get Together. And originally this household only had 2 Sims in it. It had like 2 basically best friends living in it, 2 single guy best friends. It had Sergio and Joaquin. I'm probably saying their name wrong, but we're gonna like ignore that. But I actually went ahead and added another Sim to this household as well, just because I felt like it was kind of like, I don't want to say wasteful, but the way that the floor plan for this house turned out, I ended up with 3 bedrooms, like at least 3 bedrooms. And I felt weird adding in like a guest room in their house, just because I felt like they probably wouldn't have a lot of people like family and stuff like that staying over with them, so they wouldn't really need a guest room. And they're both very like party oriented and very like, basically they're into like the whole clubbing scene in Windenburg, and they're both like really into DJ mixing and dancing and partying and all of that stuff. That's kind of like the whole premise of their household in the first place. Like that's kind of like EA's whole idea behind these Sims. So it felt weird for me to have like a kind of like family home sized house for only 2 single Sims. So I decided to add in another Sim, and that kind of really worked well with kind of sort of the, I guess you could say the, backstory I had in my head for these Sims, or the like reasoning for them having quite a nice house, if I'm being honest. Like they're all young adults, they're not super high up in their careers or anything like that, but they have a fairly nice house. So obviously for my save I did go ahead, and I don't know if I mentioned that this is for my save file, but yeah, it is for my save file. But for my save, obviously I did go ahead and change up their skills. I don't think I changed their careers. I don't think Sergio had a career to begin with. I think he was unemployed, but I put him in the social media career, and Joaquin, I believe, was in the entertainer career to begin with. Either way, he's now in the entertainer career, and I believe he's a, I can't remember if I made him a musician or a comedian. I can't remember. Or he might not even be high enough in the career to have a branch yet. But either way, he's in the entertainer career. Sergio is in the social media career. And I figured, you know, neither of them really make the amount of money that you would expect for like a household to need to be able to live on this island, because in my head, you know, this is quite a fancy island. It has a lot of like older homes, which means probably a lot of more expensive homes because they are older, they are historical, all of that kind of stuff. And also this house itself is quite nice. I mean, it's a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom house. Like each bedroom has its own ensuite. There's another half bathroom downstairs where I actually put the laundry room. It's only on a 30 by 20 lot, but I mean, it's literally like on the beach. Like it's literally on the island beach. And in real life, this house would be insanely expensive if you wanted to live that close to the water on a private island. So yeah, I figured, you know, they probably needed another like Sim on the lot. So I decided to add Nash Harper. He's another single guy, young adult. He's friends with both of them. I figured all 3 of them probably went to university together, and they've kind of known each other for a few years by now, and that's why they, you know, decided to all move in together. And in my head, this lot or this house actually used to belong to, I was thinking Nash's, like maybe his grandmother or his aunt or something like that. And they passed away and they left him the house. I was thinking Nash, but it could also be for Sergio or Joaquin. It could also be like one of their family homes or something like that. But either way, like it doesn't really matter whose family's house it used to be. But I figured, you know, it did used to belong to one of their family members. So they actually inherited the house. They didn't have to buy it themselves. They just inherited it. So they figured, you know, whoever's house it is, they figured, you know, they have these two best friends and they have the room, so they decided to ask them to be roommates. So now all three of them are roommates. Each of them, like I mentioned, all three of the bedrooms have their own en-suites. They're a little bit different sizes, and I'll get to that. But the reason that I thought this house might be Nash's is because he actually ends up having the one downstairs. There's only one bedroom downstairs. And it's not really, I don't really think it's bigger than any of the other bedrooms. I mean, like, I don't know. I think Sergio's bedroom upstairs might be bigger, or they might be more or less the same size. But Sergio actually has a bigger bathroom than either of the other two. And then there's also this little, like, I think it's a 3x4 tile room at the back of the house where I actually end up putting in a kind of like a little home office space, because Sergio is in the social media career, so he does need a computer space, and, you know, he does need stuff like that. So I figured, you know, I would give him a little office space. I also end up putting in one of those, like, I don't know what they're called. They're like music production stations that came with Get Famous, where your Sims can like produce music tracks. I also put one of those in there just because Joaquin is really into making music and into producing music. So I figured, you know, that's kind of like a shared office space for the two of them. But Nash is actually in the military career. He's actually in the military career, and that's why I was thinking, you know, this house might belong to him. Because I figured, you know, maybe he was stationed somewhere and his, I don't know, I was thinking like aunt or something. I wasn't thinking it would be like his parents or something like that. I was thinking maybe like an aunt or an uncle or a grandparent or something passed away while he was stationed overseas, and he inherited this house. And now that he's back, he, you know, maybe he's not really at home all that much. So he has these two roommates that kind of like live in the house with him. Just because, you know, like I said, he's not home all that much. And it's nice having people just here when he's not here. So yeah, so the three of them, basically, they've lived in here for a couple of years now. They've actually saved up, all three of them, to add this extension to the house that we're working on right now. And I really wanted to do this. I really wanted to add this modern extension to the house because I love the way that looks with these kind of like, I don't want to say British styled houses because I'm not completely familiar with that style of house. This is really just me going off of like pictures and stuff like that I've seen. But having one of these like really older kind of like stone brick houses and then having this very modern extension onto it is like something I love the look of it. And I figured that's a style that I could go for the majority of the builds on this island part of Windenburg, because that's also what I did for the Bjergsen household for like their house that I built. They obviously have a bigger house, but they also have this very like older like British English, you know, style stone house, and then they have this big modern extension and this very modern backyard. So I wanted to kind of like incorporate that idea with this house as well. So I figured, you know, they added, like the three guys added this extension, or paid obviously to have it added, and they turned it into kind of like their living room entertaining space. It's where they have like all of their, like, they have a foosball table, they have a ping pong table, they have a bar, a darts board, they have a huge TV and lounge set up, they have a games table outside and a hot tub and a pool, and, you know, they love entertaining. Basically, they love entertaining, they love having parties, and they definitely have the space for that. And I figured, you know, this room, or like this part of the house and the exterior, like the yard, or like not really yard, but like patio area, is probably where they spent most of their money, because the kitchen is a lot more run down than the rest of the house. Like the wallpaper is peeling, the counters are a little bit older looking, and, you know, it just has a more kind of like disheveled vibe, if that makes sense. Like the table is at an angle, they don't have great dining chairs or anything like that, and that's just because I figured, you know, they're three single guys, they like partying, they also work a lot, So they probably don't really like cooking. Like none of them like cooking. Nash probably enjoys cooking the most just because he is in the military. He does pay attention to what he eats, so he does cook a lot of his own food. But the other two, like, they enjoy eating out and going to restaurants and, you know, stuff like that. They don't really cook. So they don't spend a lot of time in the kitchen at all. So it's probably the room that gets, you know, the least amount of attention out of all of the rooms in the house. And then their bedrooms, I kind of just like, I have all of like the original wooden flooring, or in my head, it would be the original wooden floorboards in the rest of the house. And then they all just have very generic wallpaper. I believe I used the one from the Basement Treasures kit, and I love that wallpaper so much. But yeah, I used that throughout the whole rest of the house, even in the kitchen. And I did that just because I wanted the house to look very, not uniform, but I wanted it to look older. Like, it all used to be like this, and they've changed up some things, but not a lot of it. So all of their bedrooms have the same wallpapers as the rest of the house, but obviously all of the furniture is more personalized to each of their personal styles and what they enjoy. But yeah, so here we are just still working on the like living room space, and I just, like, as the video cut, I actually got access to the, what is it called? Now I can't remember what it's called. The Modern Luxe kit. And yeah, I got access to the Modern Luxe kit as well as the Poolside Splash kits. I do want to say that. Just thank you to the Creator Network for that, for giving me the codes. I wasn't obviously paid to talk about the packs or anything like that, and I'm not doing like overviews of either of the kits. But I do just want to mention that I did get the code from the Creator Net, like the codes for both of those from the Creator Network. But I just added a couple of the new pillows that we got from the Modern Luxe kit, and I'm going to be using those pillows everywhere. Like, I'm going to be using them in every single build from now on. So just prepare yourselves for that, because it is happening. And honestly, at this point, I need more pillows, more decorative pillows in the game. Like, please, yes, thank you. But yeah, so moving on from that, I don't know, what was I talking about? I'm kind of like, I don't want to say I'm not really like, I don't know, I'm a little bit out of it today. If that makes sense. If you couldn't tell, I fluctuate between having too much to say and not being able to talk fast enough, and then randomly losing my train of thought and being like head empty, no words. So yeah, just ignore that, or like, yeah, just bear with me, you guys. I haven't recorded a voiceover in like a week, so I'm a little bit out of practice. But yeah, so coming back to the house. So that is the kitchen, living room, bedrooms I've talked about a little bit. But the bathrooms I don't actually show me doing on camera, just because the video would have been way too long if I did. But the bathrooms, I wanted to give a, like, kind of like they're halfway renovated. So they have their like older tiling and wallpapers and stuff like that, or like tile wallpapers. They're very dark tiling, both on the floors and on the walls. Very much like older looking. But then they have these very modern like fixtures. So they have more modern toilets, sinks, and showers and tubs and all of that stuff. And I did that intentionally because I wanted to make it look like, you know, they've added the modern extension. They've obviously gotten all new furniture for their rooms, you know, all of that stuff. And then they've all basically redone their bathrooms, but just the fixtures, just because, you know, they didn't want to like struggle with like the really old plumbing. So they just like had all of those things replaced with new stuff. And that's kind of just like for convenience sake. They didn't want to bother with like having really old toilets and sinks and like leaky sinks and all of that stuff. So yeah, they just have new like plumbing items in all of their bathrooms. But then the downstairs half bathroom, that's kind of like the guest toilet, still has like the older stuff. Like, you know, you could picture it being like the older plumbing items. I'll show you guys at the end in the tour a little bit more of like what I mean, because I don't think I'm explaining it super well. But yeah, so that's the bathrooms. And then the only other thing that we're going to be really working on is their bedrooms. That's kind of like personalized. The exterior, like the patio, has all of the like regular patio stuff. Like it has a grill, it has some seating, it has a games table, a little tiny dining table, a like hot tub, there's a picnic bench outside under the tree, there's a pool, and you know, that's basically like the whole outside. Like, there's not really much that I can say about it because I didn't add any like family items or play equipment or, you know, any of those things because they don't have kids. So yeah, and also didn't want to go too overboard with the landscaping either because, again, I don't think they really care too much about having a perfectly manicured, you know, landscape around their house. Like, they don't really care. They're not going to be outside doing yard work. So yeah, I don't know. I tried to make the landscaping blend in as much as I could with the surroundings. And then the only more like manicured part of it is those green hedges that I used as almost as a fence around the like left side of the lot. But yeah, you guys will see a little bit more about that when we get to the exterior. But we're currently working on Nash's bedroom. So this is why I said that I thought the house would be his, because his bedroom is, I think his bedroom is a little bit bigger than the others. But yeah, so he has the downstairs bedroom. He's obviously in the military career, so I wanted to make that apparent in his room with the colors. He's a little bit more, I don't want to say he's a little bit, I don't know. He is also very into partying, very into hanging out with people, very outgoing. But his bedroom is a little bit, I don't know, I want to say like calmer, I guess you could say, than the other two. It's a little bit less bright and messy and like, you know, just lived in than the other two, because I figured, you know, he does spend a lot of his time away from home. So, you know, he has his big steamer trunks where he stores, I don't know what he stores in there, but, you know, he has those. He has a little bit more of a subdued bedroom than the other two. I also ended up adding in that martial arts, like, I guess it's kind of like a training dummy type thing that came with Strangerville, where obviously, which is the pack that we got the military career from. So I did put that in his bedroom as well. And all three of them actually have their own TVs in their bedrooms as well. So these paintings, I think you guys might have noticed it in Nash's bedroom above the fireplace. He has one of these TVs. I tried to make sure that they each had a different swatch in their bedrooms just to make them fit with their bedrooms a little bit better. But those paintings are actually TVs that came with the Modern Luxe kit, which is absolutely fantastic. I love that so much. So yeah, each of them have their own TVs in their bedrooms so they can watch TV from their beds. But yeah, so the downstairs bedroom is Nash's. This bedroom that we're working on right now, with a lot of the more white and pink and blue colors, this room is actually Sergio's bedroom, and he's the one that's in the social media career. He's very into fashion and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So I could definitely see him being maybe like a beauty influencer or, you know, something like that. Maybe he's a model, maybe he does some modeling gigs or, you know, stuff like that. So he's very into that kind of like, I guess you could say, industry. And I wanted to kind of like reflect that in his bedroom. And then this room is definitely the smallest room of all of them. It's the smallest bedroom. I think this bathroom is the same size as Nash's bathroom downstairs. Sergio does have the bigger bathroom because he just does. He likes that. He has more counter space than the other two. But the other bedroom that we're working on, the smaller one, I'm just adding some pillows because I needed to. This bedroom is actually Joaquin's bedroom. It's a little bit darker than Sergio's. It's a little bit more pink and black. And, you know, yeah, just a little bit darker, a little bit more fitting with the rest of the house. Sergio's bedroom is definitely like the odd one out, like it's the brightest room in the house. But this is Joaquin's bedroom, and I did want to make sure that I gave all three of them their own desks. So Nash doesn't have a desk, but he does have a laptop on the kitchen table. And then obviously Sergio has the big desk set up in the office, and then Joaquin has the one in his own bedroom. Like I said, he is in the entertainer career. I can't remember if he's in the musician or the comedian branch. So I did make sure to give him a couple of guitars. I also gave him a microphone. Obviously, all have their own TVs, all of that stuff, and I did try and make their personalities come through with like each of their bedrooms. But that is basically everything about this house, you guys. I don't want to talk too much more about it because I do want to talk a little bit about the Sims Summit stream that actually happened yesterday. So I'm recording this on Tuesday night. Obviously, you guys aren't seeing this until Wednesday. So for you guys, it will be yesterday. For me, it's like 3 hours ago. But yeah, so the Sims Summit stream, the Behind the Sims Summit, just happened, and they announced so many things because obviously the one time that I decide that I'm not going to do a reaction video to those streams, I need to do one because I mean, I didn't do one, but you know, it warranted doing one. I wish I did do one. But basically, they announced a lot of stuff. So obviously, we got some more information about Project Renee, which I will talk about in a different video at some point. But we got more information about Project Renee. We got some Sims Mobile, like, news and stuff like that. I didn't really pay attention to that part because I didn't play the Sims Mobile. But for The Sims 4, we did get the roadmap for the next 3 months. So from September until December. And you guys, this is probably one of the most exciting roadmaps. Like, I don't know what the Sims team are doing this year, but honestly, it's been such a ride, like a wild ride. I mean, we've gotten 2 expansion packs already. We got Growing Together, which was an amazing pack. We got the Horse Ranch pack, which was just as great. Obviously, that one has a lot of personal significance to me because I got to build for that pack. But yeah, we got those packs. We got a couple of great kits. I do say great because they have been great. I've loved the kits that we've gotten this year. And I can't remember if we got a game pack or not. I think we did. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, basically for the next 3 months, we are obviously getting base game updates, you know, all of that stuff. That's just standard. But we're also getting another expansion pack. They said a neighborly expansion pack. And honestly, I have no idea what that means. A lot of people are speculating that it could be a hint towards apartments, like some sort of pack that includes apartments in the world, which would be freaking awesome. I almost just like cursed. But yeah, having more apartments in the game in a world would be fantastic. Like, we are so overdue for more apartments. It's not even funny. Like, we really need more of them. So if this pack ended up having more apartments, that would just be freaking awesome. And also the fact that we're getting a 3rd expansion pack in 1 year is something that has never happened. We've gotten like 2 expansion packs a year, you know, stuff like that. That has happened before. This year was actually the first time in a couple of years that we've even gotten 2 expansions in 1 year. But getting a 3rd one is something that's never happened. And also, the thing that probably most people are really freaking out about is the return of stuff packs. We haven't gotten a stuff pack since, I believe, Paranormal Stuff was the last one that we got. And that probably was in like, I don't know, maybe like 2020 or 2019. It's been years since we've gotten a stuff pack, and everyone was thinking that, you know, kits have kind of replaced stuff packs because they seem to be releasing kits like every other month, but we haven't seen a stuff pack in ages. And they've actually announced that we're getting a new one. We're actually getting a trailer for it on Thursday, which I will be doing a trailer reaction to because duh. But yeah, we're getting a new stuff pack. It's called the, what is it called? It's called something like Chef or something. It's called the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack. Basically, it's all focused around being a chef and food and like stuff like that, basically. From what I saw in the Sims Summit stream, they talked about, you know, doing an overhaul to the menu UI. So basically, if you go to your fridge and you click on cook, you know, where you basically choose which meal to cook, they are doing an overhaul for that. I don't know if it's just the base game items or like the base game dishes, but I know they said something about it being in the base game. So I think that's going to be a base game update for everyone, obviously. So they're updating the UI for that. They're adding pictures to it, which is great, and filters, so you can filter by like vegetarian or lactose free and, you know, stuff like that, which looks amazing. And I think they're also adding new recipes in the stuff pack, which again, I'm always here for more recipes. Like, I love that. So we're getting that, but we're also getting, it looks like your Sims can sell their like food on this like stall thing. I don't know, we'll see more in the trailer, I think, but it looked like there's a couple of different ways to like make money from your food. But also they're adding the ability to make cupcakes from your oven. Like, you guys, if you're not a simmer and you haven't played The Sims 4 yet, then this is going to sound so strange, but honestly, the fact that we can make cupcakes from an oven is such a big thing, and it's a freaking miracle, because that means we won't need that gigantic, ugly cupcake machine anymore. Like, honestly, being able to bake cupcakes like you can bake cakes is going to be such a game changer, because my Sims will now actually be able to eat and make cupcakes, because they don't have to find somewhere to fit that big ass machine in. So yeah, that is going to be fantastic. And they're also adding some new appliances in that stuff pack. I definitely saw a waffle maker. So we'll be able to make waffles. It's like an actual item, like an actual appliance that goes on your Sims' countertops. So that is so cool. I'm really excited about that. I've wanted something like that in the game for ages. So yeah, getting that is amazing. I don't know if we'll be getting any more appliances in the stuff pack, like, you know, other appliances like toasters or, you know, things like that. Toasters, kettles. I don't know. I don't think they mentioned anything about it, but we'll see in the trailer in any case, which again, for you guys, when you see this video, if you watch it on the day it comes out, is going to be tomorrow. So yeah, definitely go ahead, check that out. I will make sure to leave the trailer when I do my reaction video. I'll make sure to leave that linked in the description. But yeah, definitely go ahead, check that out if you haven't already, if it's out by the time you're seeing this, because yeah, I'm really excited to see what that actually entails, and if they will be giving us more appliances. Honestly, I'm not holding my breath for us to get more appliances other than just the waffle maker. But if we do, that would be amazing. But honestly, I do think it's just going to be the waffle maker, because it is just a stuff pack. But we'll see. We'll see in the trailer reaction in any case. But yeah, so I'm really excited about all of that. Let me know what you guys think about it. I did make a community post about this like right after the stream. So yeah, if you haven't seen that yet, go and check that out. But yeah, if you want to download this build, it is up on the gallery. You can find a download link as well as my gallery ID in the description down below, as always. Tray files will be up for channel members, and in 3 weeks they'll be going up for everyone on my Tumblr. And also, I do just want to say I will have all of the build information, like lot size, lot name, price, all of that stuff in the description, as always. But yeah, we're just going to be doing a couple of finishing touches on the pool, and then we're going to go ahead and jump on into the game so that I can give you guys a little bit of a tour around the build so you can see it a little bit better, and I can kind of explain some stuff that I probably explained really badly in this voiceover. Okay, so here we are in the game. This is the finished house, and yeah, it's on the dock den lot. So this is the exterior, obviously, that you guys just saw. We have the pool, we have a little outdoor gathering party patio type space that obviously leads right into the big open like living room space. But let's start off at the beginning. So when you come in, obviously you have the little entryway, you have obviously closet space, bookcase, you know, random storage entryway stuff. Then through this door you have the kitchen slash dining room, and like I said, it's definitely a little bit more like run down, I guess you could say, compared to the rest of the house. It's a little bit like, yeah, it's a little bit more messy, a little bit less like, I don't know, like taken care of, I guess you could say, because yeah, they don't spend a lot of time in here. Then through this door we have that little like half bathroom that I told you guys about with the older, you know, plumbing items. This is also where I have the washer and dryer in. And then through these doors you have the big open party living room space. So we have the big lounge area with the TV, fireplace, jukebox, a I almost said dining table, a bar, we have foosball, ping pong, dartboard, you know, all of the fun stuff that your Sims could want to throw a great party. Then the only other rooms on the first floor is Nash's bedroom. So this is obviously the Sim that's in the military career. So yeah, he also has that little training dummy, as well as a couple of like military posters and flags and stuff from Strangerville. He has his, you know, steamer trunks. I also used this, what is it called again? The Vintage record player from the Modern Lux kit. I used that. He has, you know, fireplace. These are the TV like paintings that function as TVs. So, you know, he has one in his room. And then this is his bathroom. So like I said, you know, older tiling on the flooring and walls, but a little bit more newer and updated, you know, plumbing items. So he has the modern shower tub, you know, sink, modern toilet, all of that stuff. Same in the other bathrooms as well. Now, going upstairs, we have another little landing space with, you know, some older stuff, some older pictures, you know, all of that stuff. But right as you come up the stairs, we have the like study room or office space for Sergio and Joaquin to work in. But yeah, just a little computer, the music production station, you know, all of that stuff. Then down this way, we have Sergio's bedroom, which again, like I said, a little bit lighter than the rest of the house. But yeah, they all have double bedrooms, you know, double beds in their rooms. They all have their own TVs as well, like I mentioned. And I believe they all have their own game consoles too. So yeah, they definitely all have their like own space. If they don't want to hang out as a group, they can all go to their rooms, you know, hang out on their own, do whatever they want. But yeah, this is Sergio's bedroom and then Sergio's bathroom. They all have the more modern, you know, plumbing items, like I said. And yeah, Sergio definitely has the bigger bathroom with a little bit more counter storage space than the other two. And then right across the hallway, we have Joaquin's bedroom, which, like I said, a little bit darker than Sergio's, also a little bit smaller. But I love the way this room turned out. So yeah, again, the painting TV over there. They all have their own fireplaces as well. I don't think I mentioned that, but Sergio and Joaquin have these more modern ones, whereas Nash has the little bit more older, like maybe a like original one that came with the house. But yeah, so Joaquin also has his own desk space, and then obviously he has his own, you know, bathroom. Like I said, they all have their own bathrooms and stuff. But yeah, let me just give you guys a quick little floor plan look. I'm going to do it this way, otherwise that tree is going to be very irritating. Let me just zoom up a little bit. But yeah, so this is the second floor with the grid on. And then the first floor, let me just zoom out a little bit again. But yeah, this is the first floor as well, in case you guys wanted to see it with the grid on or like see the layout for whatever reason. But yeah, so that is the finished build, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, if you want to download it, there's, you know, download links in the description, all of that information as well. Tray files will obviously be up for channel members, and in 3 weeks they'll be going up for everyone on my Tumblr. But you can all download it on the gallery, like right now as you watch this. So yeah, it's all CC free as well. Don't think I mentioned that in the voiceover, but it is on my save, so it's completely custom content free, but it's not pack restricted at all. Now, speaking of channel members, I do just want to say a huge thank you to all of my amazing channel members, every single one of you. And I do want to say that I don't think I've mentioned this in a video yet, but if you guys are a channel member on tier 2 or tier 3, so basically I have channel membership set up to have 3 tiers. Each of them has their own like perks and stuff like that. The name, like having your name pop up on the screen, is also for tier 2 and tier 3 members. But basically, if you're a tier 2 or a tier 3 member, you can actually get early access to my save file. So this past, I think it was Sunday or Saturday, I can't remember, I actually uploaded like the first work in progress version of it. So obviously the first version of my save is out publicly, but I'm always working on my save and adding stuff, adding builds, adding some stories, you know, doing setup behind the scenes things. And if you want to get early access to those, like, I guess I say work in progress versions of my save, then, you know, tier 2 and tier 3 members get early access to that stuff. I'm planning on updating those files maybe every couple of maybe every 2 or 3 weeks or so as I add new stuff into my save. So basically that's the version, but those are the versions that I'm not releasing to the public. They're not like completely finished. But if you want to get early access to them, if you want to give me feedback as well, that's something that I also ask for. Like, if you get early access to it, feel free to give me feedback or suggestions or anything like that. In our Discord server, I have a whole separate private space set up for like members so that they can give me that feedback. But yeah, definitely go ahead, check that out. If you guys are curious about that, join our Discord server if you want to ask me anything about that, or click on the little join button, like right next to the subscribe button under all of my videos, if you just want to find out more about channel memberships as a whole. But yeah, obviously, you know, supporting me like that is never expected, but it's always super, super appreciated if you can and want to do that. But yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'm going to stop my rambling now. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow for our trailer reaction video for the new stuff pack as well. So yeah, I hope you're all having a great week. And like I said, let me know what you think about the the teasers and stuff like that. What you think about the stuff pack. What you think about, you know, what you hope the expansion pack would be. Let me know all of those things in the comments as well. But I hope you're all having a great day and a great week, and I'll talk to you guys all tomorrow. Bye everyone.